Welcome to Code Crash Java. Today we will learn about Runnable Interface. How we can create thread by using Runnable Interface. So let's start with some code example. In our previous example, we have seen how we can create thread by using thread class. And also we have identified some issue which prove that extending thread class is not a good practice. Now create thread by using runnable interface. So we have to create one more class and you can name this class as using runnable. And then we have to implement runnable interface. If you want to implement runnable interface, then we have to override run method because this run method is defined in runnable interface. For that reason, we have to override that method. And again, we have to define one property which is hold the client email address. And we have to create getter setter as well. And also we have to create one more argument constructor so that we can pass email ID of our client. Let's implement the functionalities to send the email in run method. It is the same as the functionality we have written in our previous class. So first we have to create an object of email sender where we have defined all the functionalities to send email to our client. When we start thread, then this run method will call automatically. So now let's implement this class in our main class. First, we have to define how many email IDs that we are going to send to our client, and it would be 10. Let's create a for loop and generate dynamic email IDs. And here again I will use disposal mail. Now we have to create an object of our newly created class, that is using runnable. and as an argument we have to pass email ID. Now create a thread class. So in thread class now we are passing one runnable interface. If we look at the construction of this thread, then there is one more constructor which is passing runnable as its argument. So we are using this constructor to pass our runnable instance. Again we have to store the thread that we are creating in an array list. And also log the start time, which we have defined in email sender class. And also we have to stop the watch so that we can print the total execution time. And yes, we have to also start the thread by using start method, as well as we have to store all the thread in our array list. Now let's run this program. Now it's usual, it's again sent an email to our client and it takes near about 1 second. So this is the way of creating thread by using runnable interface. In previous lecture we told that we have to also add sender email information, right? So for that reason we have created a sender class, right? If you can remember that we have created this class in our previous example. So the functionality of this class would be to get the sender name and pass it to send email. Let's extend this class in our using runnable class. So now we can extend the class. Now you can see that we have one error. The reason of this error is we have extended sender name class, and in our parent class we have no argument constructor. So in this constructor we can add another parameter so that we can get the name of sender. Now we can pass this snd name to our super constructor. Now we have to pass that sender name to our email sender class. So for this purpose we have defined one method in our email sender object, and that name is set sender name. Now we have to pass the sender name that we get from sender name class. So now we have to modify our code, because now we are passing one more parameter as sender name. So we can define sender name in this main method. Right? So now in our using runnable object we are passing two arguments. One is email ID and another is send name, which was not possible in our previous example as we extended thread class directly. Now let's run this class. So from the output, now we came to know who is sending this mail. In this case, Rahul is sending this mail to the client. This is the advantage of using runnable interface compared to thread class. In real world scenario, we never extend thread class to create thread. Instead, we always use runnable interface. So now you can understand what is the advantage of using runnable interface compared to thread. In next tutorial, we will talk about callable interface.